All right, it's Tuesday because Bobby Atkins is here.
Good morning, Ed.
Morning, how you doing?
Doing great, man. How about you?
You know, it's one of these weeks where I had to go to work to have a day off because, the week, still trying to recover from all the stuff I had to do at my house on the weekends. So what are you going to do?
So that pool project almost done?
Almost. Hopefully that'll be finished today and tomorrow. We'll see.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, it's just, it's the last few things. They had to put up the fence and they have to get it inspected so they can do the last not gunite, but the pebble tech.
Yeah.
And then it'll be done. But, you got to have the inspector come over and make sure the gates go out instead of in. And,
yeah.
And then now they have you put this pool alarm in your pool. I'm like, what a waste. You drilled in my concrete.
Oh, is it like a splash sensor or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Besides the alarm on your doors, it's like, what, I can't just set my alarm on my doors to chime when the doors open.
Uh-huh.
What's the difference of these other little stupid things? Right. Someone's going outside. And the splash alarm is actually pretty good for my, I have that American Bully.
Uh-huh.
Someone tells me they're like a rock when they swim because their head's so heavy. So Mars is like, maybe it's good till our dogs get used to it. Because I know Annabelle, the Rottweiler, could get out, no problem. I'm just worried about him. Right.
Yeah. Well, so you know what? My in-laws, they had a pit for a long time, and she was rare. She swam. She had to paddle hard though, right, to keep afloat.
Right.
But she would dive down to the bottom of the pool and go get her toy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they can swim, but yeah, they're pretty dense.
Well, that head, man. I don't know how they stay up.
Yeah,
it's like teeter-totter.
Yeah,
because he's been walking and looks and then trips and falls on the ground. It's like, dude, look where you're walking or walk where you're looking. One of those two. All right, so over the weekend, I assumed you had some open houses, and didn't you just have a listing go on or?
Yeah, well, so I have one over in River Heights, and so I had an open house there this weekend, and
you flipped me off there.
I'm trying to, but man, my allergies been so bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's bad. It's that wind we've had over the weekend. It was bad. I was like, my eyes are burning. COVID.
Oh man,
COVID.
Sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
Everybody can hold together. Yeah, we had a good open house this weekend. Had 4 unique visitors come through, and then just a couple neighbors. So that's always good. The first open house I had at this listing, it was almost all neighbors. And so now we're seeing more interest outside of the neighborhood. But the good thing is even the neighbors, having your neighbors come through, if they know someone who's looking to move to the neighborhood, especially if it's like an exclusive area, that still helps you sell the house. So.
Of course. Well, the open houses is just something that never needed to happen in the last couple of years. Plus with COVID, the first year, nobody really wanted to have them.
Yeah,
right? You couldn't, right?
DRE, didn't permit it. Yeah.
Well, we're not having an open house. We're having an open COVID party.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So then what it turned into is like, we're not going to have an open house, but
it's available to walk through
in between 2 and 6,
But no one will be here opening the house. You're on your own. Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, so it was a good open house.
I think people are starting to listen to what we're saying and getting used to, okay, these rates are going to be high, but I can get my house because they either got to rent or they got to buy. Those are the only 2 choices, or I guess third choice is live with family, but who wants to do that?
Yeah, that's short-lived. Yeah.
Some people get stuck in a room and they're like, this is paying nothing. I want to stay here, but I want to go, but I want to stay here.
Well, so one thing I wanted to ask you about, because obviously this is your area of expertise, is assumable loans.
Right. They really are only FHA, VA, and then a few conventionals, because most conventionals have a due on sell clause, which does not allow it to be assumable.
Okay. So that was my question. What's the difference with conventional, right?
It's just how they came out within the last few years that there were due on sell clauses in them. You can still check because occasionally there might be, right? It could have been some different that they'll allow it. I was saying if we got worse, right, with the market, then because this is bad, but this is not bad, really. This is an opportunity that people aren't looking at. This is a great time to get the house you want and have the seller work with you, because once rates drop next year, which they are going to go down next year, every 1% is probably going to bring back in 2.5 million people nationwide. And it's going to go down 2% next year. Everybody's saying it's going to be in the 5s. So that's 5 million more people nationwide. That's a lot of people in California. Most of that's, I would say a third of that's in California.
Yeah.
Think about how much more that's, 4 more people that are now going to compete against you.
Yeah.
When next year, and now you can't get the house and you're going to get, God, I wish I would have done this last year. That's why Grant Cardone, Dave Ramsey, I can get a few other names, drops here, are all saying this is the best time to buy in the next 5 years. And Grant Cardone saying, to now until April of next year, it's going to be the best time to buy.
Yeah. Well, and
I've been saying it since forever.
And just,
but I'm not them.
Out there showing houses and writing offers, right?
Right.
I mean, we're seeing that, houses, average days on market is about 32 now before you get into contract, right? So if you find a house that you really like and you're say day 25 on the market and you bring that seller an offer, they're probably going to take it unless it's, low ball or something, right? But you might still get a counter. Either way, you can probably put a deal together pretty easy right now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is this the house you want? Yeah. Ask for closing costs to pay your rate down. Ask for some more closing because VA, FHA, you can get 6%. Actually, VA, you can get up to 8%, but I don't want to get into that.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of money.
8%.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But conventional, on average, 3% down, 3%. If you put more than that, then you can get more than that. It just depends on what you're putting down. Yeah. But it is. I know a lot of people, and I talked about this on Friday. We actually had a PowerPoint about it because I did a first-time home buyer seminar the day before. And if you look at what you can buy the rate down and do all this stuff, it makes sense to buy now. Mm-hmm. It really does. Yes, you're not going to live with this rate forever. This is a short-term interest rate. And that's one of the issues where mortgage companies are freaking out right now and lenders because they know all these loans that are being done right now are going to be refinanced next year.
Yeah. So they're creating their own.
So they're
work
losing money. So, and that's the problem why you're not getting such really low rates right now, right? This is like pre-pandemic. Right before the first couple months of pandemic, the rates weren't low. The rates were freaking out. Nobody knew what was going on. We had companies losing millions and millions of dollars on the warehouse lines because of where they locked somebody in and now it's a point lower or whatever. So right now, I don't know if I explained this to you before, but if I do a loan for $500,000, it really costs $508,000 to originate that loan. Okay. So the servicer who's buying that loan is paying for a $500,000 loan. They're paying $508,000 for it. Okay. So they need to take some payments for about 4 years to get paid back.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. So what happens is, well, if they know they're going to be paid off in a year or less or 2 years, they're not giving the lowest premiums they can right now and the lowest rates right now to offset that cost of them losing money. Right. And everybody goes, that's wrong. Oh, really? Would you do it? Would you, right? Would you pay for something that you're going to lose money on? If you're going to lose $4,000 on next year? No.
It's called a bad investment, right?
Exactly. That's the problem right now. And a lot of people don't realize it. That's why we don't have the lowest rates and why you have to buy it used to be, okay, I can help you get on a loan. We can get money for rebate. There is no rebate right now because of that issue. And if someone's saying, yeah, we have it, that means it's a high rate or they're charging you for it, right? That's why a lot of times it's best to have the seller pay for some closing costs, buy that rate down, do a 2-1 buy down. I would say do the 2-1 buy down, even though if you have the extra money for the seller. If you don't, just do the regular rate and suck it up and make the difference in the payment for a while.
So now say someone does a 2-1 buy down, right? And obviously we've discussed that before, but for the first year, it's a lower rate, right? Mm-hmm. And then the next year it goes up, and so there's the money in an impound account.
No, well, basically what the seller prepays the difference in the rate for the first year for 2% difference. The seller takes care of the difference in the second year of 1% difference. They pay that up front.
Yeah, but so that money obviously just doesn't, like say rates drop and you refinance. Where does that money go?
There could be some money left over the second year if you do it in the second year, but they don't guarantee on that. Yeah.
So where does that money go? Does it go like in a separate impound account, or how's that money kept track of? Right. Because I know at closing, it'll show the statement. It'll show it as the full. Right.
It's like a buy down fund, but I'll get the information for you.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Cause you're asking questions I didn't know I had to be ready for. There's some things, it's like we've been doing 2-1 buy downs forever, but they went away and now they're back. Right. And we haven't had them around. We're only been back about 6 months now, if we're lucky, 4 to 5 months. They're going to stay until we get back to really lower rates. Cause at 5%, I do a 2-1 buy down.
Yeah.
That's 3%, 4%, and then you go to 5%. Why not? Instead of, get a little break for that's not a big deal. But when they're 7%, you definitely have to do them.
Yeah.
All right. Because right now, on average, conventional is going to be 7 and government's going to be in the 6s.
Yeah.
Which sounds really high, but we've been here before, but people didn't realize. We were here in 2002.
Yeah.
You know what happened in 2003? Market went freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guess what's going to happen again?
Yeah, the market's going to get crazy.
That's right. We're going to hit this recession because the Fed has pushed so hard on the gas to stop this. And on Monday, I said this on with Mike Kelly. Sorry, it takes me a second. All right, it's Tuesday. How basically it's like you raise your kid, but you don't give him any rules, and then he's a freaking ridiculous kid, and then all of a sudden you overdo the rules. That's basically what happened with the Fed, right? All of a sudden they did nothing, and now they, oh my goodness, we're so far behind. Let's get caught up.
Yeah, except for the kid is the federal government, right?
Exactly. Kid is it's this market, the money, the actual what they're trying to fix. But one of the problem is they have the school is the government.
Yeah.
So the school is messing. School is still like here, go ahead, keep doing what you're doing. You follow me? At school.
Oh, trust me. Hey, it's the biggest frustration they have right now. I mean,
so basically, long story short, Fed right now, a lot of the Fed governors, a lot of people involved, the Fed says, I think we've went too far, too fast. So let's slow it down. Let's just watch it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen. But I still think we're going to see I was telling somebody else, one of these Novembers, Decembers, January, we're going to see the CPI number come out so freaking low, just like a huge drop, because it is a trailing indicator.
Mm-hmm.
Follow me? It's in the past. It's looking in the past. It's not looking today. So one of those is going to happen, and you're going to see the numbers are going to go, wow, it's 1 month we're just going to have a drop.
Yeah.
And that's why they're thinking next year. I did a thing, and they actually think first quarter of next year we're going to be in the 5s.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I could say we're going to be in the 10s.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what we say. We've never really been here before. We haven't. Yes, in the 70s we had a Carter administration and all messed up with certain things, and then we had in the 80s Volcker came in and tried to fix things. The government worked with the Fed. This government is not working with the Fed.
Yeah.
But the money supply that they put in, they're supposed to be gone by March. So after March, there's not going to be any additional money. That's why a few of these gentlemen out there, billionaires, are saying we're going to fall flat. What I've been saying is we're going to fall flat on our face after that, because there really hasn't been all this extra stuff, and that money's been propping it up. You follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to get flat on our face, and that's going to change the rates. But it still means you buy real estate, because that means that every recession, houses have went up except for the Great Recession. Period.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Mic drop. I'm just saying. So rates are going to go down. House values are going to go up, and you're going to wish you would have bought in these 3 months.
Absolutely.
I'll re-put that. I'll cut this up, and I'll keep posting that all the next year.
Well, anytime there's uncertainty in a market, it's always a good time to take advantage of that uncertainty, especially for buyers. Sellers, I mean, it's not a bad time too. We're still getting you a good value for your home.
There's no inventory,
but there's a good chance that you're going to have to give a seller credit.
And there's no inventory.
Yeah.
So sellers have control a little bit, but just be kinder or gentler. Help the buyer out to help you out.
Yeah.
That's our new slogan.
Yeah.
We're going to trademark now.
I say someone wants to buy your house, you want to sell it. So let's
work together.
Let's not be rude about it, and figure out something that works for everybody. Because
eventually you will be able to be rude again, but right now let's be kinder and gentler.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody make it a great day. Thanks for being here, Bobby.
Thanks, Ed.